Hi guys, welcome back to the Tech Rookie to Pro channel. I am still Ella and I'm glad to have you back. So great news guys, it's my birthday! Yay, it's my birthday and I'm so pumped for this year, this next chapter of my life. Um, for the birthday wishes, thank you guys. I know you may probably just be seeing this at any point, but yeah, I just turned 30 and I just felt it's a good time to do a recap of what my 20s were like and things that I had learned over time. And I feel anybody who is either entering into their 20s or have been in their 20s for quite some time can learn from these tips and use it to basically prepare themselves better for the world of work or entering into the tech space generally. Now, I'll be sharing 10 things that I wish I had done earlier on when starting out my career after leaving school or even before going to uni. Yeah, if you see me looking this way, it's because I have my notes written down there so that I don't miss out on anything. Okay, one thing you need to do first when you're leaving school is first to find what you're interested in, find what your why is, or find what your passion is. Yeah, people overflow the idea of passion, but I would say find what you love doing, find what career part excites you. It may not necessarily be what you had studied in university or anything, but majorly what you feel you can do. And what will help is talking to people who have gone before you to find out from people who are already in the workforce, find out what career paths are open, watch videos on YouTube, or just do your research generally to be able to understand what is out there and what your skills are, what you love doing. If you're not someone who is good in numbers and you're saying you want to go into data science, it doesn't add up. If you say you're someone who is not good with blood and you want to be a doctor, well, you may want to be a gynecologist, but there's still some blood involved into it. But I'll just say, just find out what interests you or where you see yourself in, like, let's say 10 years, 5 years, and try to find out the evolving career paths or evolving roles in different organizations and try to see where you can fit into this. Which brings me to my second point, which I'd also mentioned similarly in the first point, which is to do your research. Do so much in depth research early enough so that you understand what people need in certain roles and use that to kind of arm yourself for the workforce. So, at first, when I wanted to start out in product management, I already had background in customer relationship management, but I hadn't really known anything about software development. I hadn't really done anything related to design. So I knew that, oh, I like colors, I knew a lot of things, but I never really understood things around the heuristics of design. I never really understood what typically user experience should be like or what research should be done when you're trying to launch out a new product. I never really understood usage of data. I knew that, oh, you're doing Google Analytics for SEO and all that, but or I knew things vaguely, but never really understood how they tied into each other. But in venturing into a particular role, I began to understand things better and what skills I needed to be learning as time went on. But I feel if you're going into a career path and you know the essential skills that you will need, it's best to kind of chart out a career map or journey map, which brings me to my third point. Have a career group map, have a skill acquisition map where you know at this point I'm learning this because this is a high priority skill or knowledge that I need to have to succeed in this career line. I need this because it would enable me stand out when I'm applying for jobs. I need this because I want to be able to just do and excel. I want to be able to excel in whatever I do once I learn a certain skill. So just have that map out. There's some already existing on the internet. So you'd see some for data science, you'd see some for data analysis, product management, UX design, and I think software development. You can learn 100 days of code, 100 days of design, just 100 days of code, 100 days of design. There are a lot of journey maps out there that could help you know what essentials you need and start to either leverage on free resources or leverage on paid resources to acquire these skills. Then onto my fourth point, which is to get an accountability partner. So because one, there are other people on this journey with you, your friends, your colleagues at school, or even if you're doing your national youth service or just basically still in school, there are people who you can pally with who are also driven and focused. And I believe the earlier you start to focus on your career, the better for you because you find that people who start out with internships from school kind of have an accelerated career growth path rather than someone who's kind of dabbling into different paths, which is one of the mistakes I made earlier. I started out in business development and went to some form of marketing and then some form of customer relationship, then project management before I ended up in product management. So when you kind of go around in circles, you're learning, but you're not necessarily growing. And for you to have an accelerated growth and know that, oh, this counts for me, or you're a thought leader in whatever you do, you can be in one role and learn many skills rather than doing many roles and kind of just being in one place, not necessarily growing within the company or outside when you switch between different workplaces. So I would say have an accountability partner, share your goals with them, share what you need to achieve, and work together with the person to, if the person is not pushing you enough, find another person. They do not tie your umbilical cord together. So it's okay to, if one person is not working, have two people who, when they're free, you could always check in with them or share like a spreadsheet where you're basically taking or updating what you've accomplished in those times. Right. During your calls with them, you can just share what you've been up to and what has changed from time to time. If you say you're going to do this, make sure that the person answers to you for that. There was one time, off topic, but one time I was trying to basically attain a particular goal of running a 5K within 30 minutes. And what I did was I told one of my very close friends, I want to do this thing. If I don't meet up with this by this date, I will give you X amount. I had a particular app I was using to track the progress, and it had a time progress. And I needed to send her that time as at that date, and it wouldn't be by cycling or anything, but it had to be by what I was doing. And there was just basically a metric to measure my outcome, basically, and I had a fine for if I did not meet that goal. So this basically pushed me because I know I am not gonna give you that money. Or rather, I'm not gonna give the money. I didn't want to give that money if I knew it's something that I had the power to achieve. So I had to push myself extra just to do it that day, and I sent it to her, and that was how I did not have to give the money. So this is something you can do. It doesn't need to be on a spreadsheet. It could be on apps. It could be just via conversations with your friends, and then you just basically have those kind of partners who would help you meet your goals and accelerate your career. So my fifth point is for you to network up and network with your peers. I can't overemphasize the power of networking. I never really understood it. I just used to think, oh, people were always over like network, network, network. But on LinkedIn, if you have an alumni group, if you have just places where you could meet new people, either it's a conference, it's a hangout, it's a mixer, it's just anything that you can meet people, like-minded people who could help you and who you could also add value to. Connect with them. A hi, a hello, what's going on with you? I have this idea. Let's work on this. I would love to rub minds with you. I would love to find out how it is within your company. Just get to meet people, get to share what you're working on with them, get to understand what they're working on. People like to share what they're doing. So it's okay to catch up with them. It's okay to ask for advice. It's okay to basically make new friends or acquaintances, basically. It's okay. I can't even count the number of times I said basically. But anyway, what I'm trying to say, or the cocoa of the matter, is that network with people. Use your LinkedIn, use your social media platforms, your TikTok, Instagram. Use it to meet people, go to conferences, connect with like minded people. They help you get your foot in the door sometimes. They help you with giving your CV to the hiring managers or the recruiters within their firm because, to be honest, word of mouth goes a long way in helping an individual. And once your CV is taken in there, even if you don't have the exact criteria or you don't meet up with 100%, but if you have like that confidence to be able to have someone vouch for you, then trust me, it will help you. It will go a long way. Even when you have partnership deals or you want partnership deals, these networks could basically help you. Trust me, I learned it. But now I take the people within my connection very serious. I love you guys. I love you guys. I have to. Going on to my sixth point, it would be take speaking engagement seriously. When I started out, uh, even when I had like pretty much spent some time, I never have really done any speaking engagement. So take speaking engagement seriously. One, it helps you share your ideas. It helps you share what you know. It also helps you meet other people who are thought leaders in whatever they do. It helps you sharpen your speaking skills, your presentation skills, and trust me, it's something that I wish I had been doing earlier and I never really have done it. But in mentoring, I began to sharpen the way I speak and the way I speak and the way I articulate my thought pattern or my thought process to people for them to be able to understand and for me to help them. And it's something that I know in this next chapter I want to be doing. So if you have any speaking engagements, if you need me to share my ideas on anything, my experience, I'm there for you. I am there for you. Hit me up. Hit me up. Right. So um then to my seventh point, don't be afraid to share what you know. Like knowledge is power and also experience is very, very valuable. So don't be afraid to share what you know, share what you've learned over time. It helps somebody who is just starting out. It helps you also relearn what you have experienced so that like you refine that experience better because you may have learned something and then when you're sharing it with someone else who is experiencing a similar scenario, you kind of adapt what you have learned to fit the person's maybe use case or the problem that they're facing. And when it works for them, you've also learned a strategy. So let's say you learned something in an e-commerce space. By the time you share it with someone who is maybe in fintech or who is in the health tech industry and they apply this, you know how the person applied it. So you'll be able to start consulting and sharing that idea. You'll be able to help someone else who's in need. You'll be able to monetize that knowledge and start basically writing a book or making certain how-to guides, tutorial videos, those kind of stuff. So don't be afraid to share what you know. No knowledge is wasted and no answer is dumb. So like yeah, there's some answers that are not so relevant to what you need, but nothing is dumb when it comes from a place of wanting to help. So don't be afraid to share what you know. Another point that I would like to point out is when you are in your earlier stages, don't be afraid to fail. Fail fast, fail early, and don't be afraid to stand up back, come up stronger, and use your learnings to make yourself better or make that situation better. There are things that would come your way out of not knowing enough about a particular domain area, but the ability to explore it, get as much help as you need, and use it to become better. If you know that you want to venture into maybe self owned business, or basically partnering with people, just partnering with people, or doing something for yourself and it doesn't work at first time, you could learn from that and do it again and again until you get it right. There are people with a lot of failed startups, but eventually they grow companies that go public. Just learn from these people's stories. Sometimes your part is not only a 9 to 5, some parts it's you're a founder, you're a co-founder, you're just a venture capitalist. So the different strokes for different folks. So be afraid to do not be so I would say do not be afraid to fail fast, learn from those failures and use it to optimize for greatness, basically. Um, I think I would mix my last 2 points into each other. I would say first, imposter syndrome is the killer of time and also big proponents to procrastination. So try to get rid of imposter syndrome. Everybody feels like they're inadequate in some way or the other, but I would say upskill yourself to become so confident that nobody can tell you that you don't know, or you're more confident when you're speaking on this particular domain area, basically. The second thing is to be original, and that's my last point. In all you do, yourself, be the best version of yourself. Let nobody tell you nada. Be the best version of yourself. And it's from me. Love you. Be the best version of yourself. Be you. Be so original. There's no photocopy. There's only one you. There's only one you. There's only one you with those experiences. Even if you have a sister or a brother, they have had their experiences, and it's your experiences that shape you. It's your knowledge that shapes you. It's your desire and your passion that shapes you. So please don't be afraid to always put yourself out there, advocate for yourself. If nobody advocates for you, advocate for yourself. Put yourself in places where people would speak for you and speak on your behalf, and they're mentioning your name in rooms that you're not even sitting in. So be original, and that helps you stand out. I hope with these few points of mine, I've been able to convince you and not to confuse you about why you need to basically have your career in your palms early enough so that your growth is basically 10x. So, from my stables, thank you. And until next time, I still remain Ella. Rewind. Before you go, please remember to like, share this video. If you've not subscribed, Edapon, please subscribe. Share with your friends, share with somebody that you know that this video will help. And until next time, bye.